सर हालीं आमी पळयलें की थोडे NGOs सोशल मिडियाचे वापरून रिलिजियस सेंटिमेंट हर्ट करता. हाचेर तुमचें कितें म्हणणें आसा?
चोय every person has a right to practice his own religion or propagate his own religion. But ते रायट आहा देखून ते लायसन्स घेवपाक जायना हातीन दुसऱ्यांचे मारपाक. That is completely wrong and unacceptable. If you want to practice your religion, you do it at home. Don't put it on your sleeve and don't go out hurting others. There may be religious practices of each one's religion which somebody may not like. There may be religious practice of somebody else's religion which we may not like. But it does not give us the right or the license to criticize them or say that this is right or wrong. Each one will practice his or her own religion, propagate his own faith. आमी पळयला की some people are taking to social media कित्याक they want to increase their TRPs. Some people want viewership increase करपाक. Third people want to become famous, and this is completely wrong. This is being done with a malicious intention, with a malicious motive. आनी हे कित्याक जाता? कित्याक पळय तुमी आमी सगळे ओगे रावतात. कोणी ओगे रावतात? लोक ओगे रावतात आनी ऑथॉरिटीज पासून पुलीस पासून ओगे रावतात. हांव सदां एक म्हणटा कित्याक हांव एक आदोगाद म्हूण पासून आमदार म्हूण आदोगाद म्हणून हांवें सदां मनान चिंता कोणें बेशी कंप्लेन घायल देखून धांवपाचें न्ही FIR करपाक. ऑफेन्स आहा जाल्यार FIR रजिस्टर करपाचो. ऑफेन्स ना जाल्यार लोकांक सामकें दारार सांगपाचें इन केस ना आमी रजिस्टर करना तुगे. तोंडार सांगता गुणोवन करून नाका सांगनाका तेंकां आमी स्टडी करतात म्हूण. तुमी जाणात prima facie makes out a case or does not make out a case. कित्याक makes out a case, police is duty bound to register the case immediately. And if you say no case made out, थिंगा बंद जाता. तो शिंकतलो कित्याक ना म्हूण तो शिंकतलो कितें करपाचें फुडें आनी तेका रायट आसा कोर्टान वचपाक कोर्टाची ऑर्डर हाडपाक. Then it's a separate part what action against a police officer who defaulted in registering FIR. But first thing is no case, no FIR. Don't register कित्याक pressure आहा देखून. Don't register कित्याक कोणें सांगलां म्हूण तुका. Don't register because direction from the top. You must independently apply your mind and see whether there's a cognizable case made out or not. लोकांक फटोवपाक register करूं नाका कित्याक register केल्यार तो कोण accused आहा हायकोर्टान वयतलो चॅलेंज करतलो आनी ती क्वॉश जातली. Second thing, I also believe, as a lawyer and as also a proponent of civil rights, the civil rights of individual are very important, human rights. FIR register केलो मागीर रोखडें मागतात arrest करून. Arrest is a very serious matter. It touches the life of an individual. It affects the life of an individual, affects the life of the family of the individual and the friends of the individual, and it can do incalculable harm and damage to an individual. आज कोण बायलो आसत फाल्यां आमचो कोण आसत. So you must understand these decisions can't be taken because आमी फुल्ले आमी रागार जाले. It should not be that. But on the other side, when there is a cognizable case, I think you should not delay, you should arrest. You should register FIR. And why I say arrest? Not because people are demanding. These offences are below 7 years. And to me, when it is below 7 years, you have to issue 41A notice. 41A notice, you summon the person for an inquiry and then you may arrest. But I say arrest the moment you file cognizable offence, you need to attach the gadgets of the person. You need to make sure that no disappearance of evidence is being caused. You must make sure that equipment is, even if it is multiple equipments, it is brought in your hand. You have to find out whether the person who has made the statements made it by himself or herself or at the instance or instigation of someone else, which can be found out only when a person is there under detention. So these are things which I would feel prima facie I don't say that detain the person for many days, but at least immediate detention is needed so that you can collect that evidence as fast as possible. So I say that तुम्ही पळयात एक कुंकणेची इन्सिडंट जाली रस्त्यार लोक आयले कित्याक police were dragging their feet. If it was a case not made out, tell them. If it's a case made out, you register and arrest. And केले मागीर उपरांत. Number 2, in मागीर आमचे लाराय देवीचे तिंगा आनी बोवाळ जालो तिंगा आनी कोणें कितें म्हणलें. How can it go on like this? Every day we are going to hear somebody or the other say, why is it happening? It is happening because of inaction of the police. And I'm saying inaction, there are two parts of inaction. One is, if you know case, I said this already, no case, don't register, tell the people. If case, register and you move to arrest the accused. अनेक एक आता रिसेंटली एक अभिषेक म्हणलो त्याने एक्स दॅट इज नाव फॉर्मली ट्विटर तेजें सान फ्रांसीस शावेराचे गोंयचे साहेबाचे कितें म्हणलां कितें दाखयलां दिस इज सेंट फ्रांसीस दिस इज फ्रांसीस झेवियर म्हणून आनी कितें म्हणलां ऑन स्लेव ट्रेड ऑफ जेसुइट्स. सान फ्रांसीस शावेर केन्ना मेला आनी स्लेव ट्रेड केन्ना जाला तें लोकांक सांगलो ना आनी तो सेंच्युरीज पयलो मेलोलो 200-300 वर्सां उपरांत स्लेव ट्रेड जातालें आनी हे लोकांक मिक्स अप करपाक फटोवपाक आनी लोकांक पिशां काडपाक this is kind of statement where you can patently see a distortion of historical facts to create communal division, communal hatred, and these are clearly cases which make out offences under section 153A and 295A IPC. And I think the police should book the offences. If they don't, it will be a very serious matter. You can't pick and choose cases which you would register and you don't register. If you feel there's no case, announce it. But here there is a case which is staring at your face. It doesn't require in-depth investigation. Just Google and you'll come to know when was slave trade and you know when was Saint Francis Xavier born and dead. Then you come to know centuries apart. So you can't attribute slave trade to Saint Francis Xavier.
असं आमी पळयलें की सोशल मिडिया सद्या फ्री आसा. तुमकां दिसता की खंय तरी सोशल मिडियाचेर खंय तरी एक स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन जावचें कशें?
So I don't believe in curtailing freedom of speech or expression. लोकांनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी घेवपाक जाय. सोशल मिडिया नासलो तेन्ना लोक उलयतालो लोक बरयतालो. Just because it is not palatable to somebody, कोणा बॉल लागना, it should not be censoring करपाचो. आयज कोण मुगे शेजारी म्हणटलो तो कितें म्हणटा म्हाका बॉल लागना मन कर तेका फाल्यां सरकार म्हणटलो. This can be a very dangerous trend. So I don't believe that there should be any curbs, restrictions or embargoes. कितू rules घातले and when the rules are told, it will be a backdoor censorship, it will be a backdoor dictatorship. So I don't believe that social media needs to be controlled. There are two ways of looking at it. One is unintentional, he can apologize and he can say I ask for forgiveness. And the other thing is if it's intentionally made, you can see the way the manner statement is made, positively made. And you will realize that this is not a slip of the tongue. It is not unintentional hurt. Third ek shabd bhayar tha ani chuk jata. That may be when you're talking many things. But when you're making positive statements, when your focus of attack is only this, you can come to know that there is a malicious intention to create this situation. Then answer is take action against these people who are going in the social media for such kind of things.